Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Lirec, your wild and not creative. And this is 15 Minutes with Dad, where we spend 15 minutes each week talking about what we love about our amazing, crazy, and eclectic relationship. And we also talk about navigating the fatherhood as a single father and navigating our relationship with Mariah's perspective as a teen daughter. And we do this for 15 minutes and you get to join and be a part of us. And if you have not yet, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share this YouTube or share this podcast with anybody that you feel may appreciate this content. One, and two, make sure you turn on the notifications so that every episode that drop, you get a notification that it dropped. Don't miss out. This is 15 Minutes with Dad. See you in a second.
So today we're going to be talking about ways that we navigate having a bad day, because everybody has them.
For sure. I could tell you about 5 times today that we've had a bad day. Now, but no, this bad day stuff, I think that it's something that we wanted to talk about because everybody has bad days, right? Like you said. But what a lot of people don't understand is that the way that we come home from our days outside of our home and how we bring that back in impacts the dynamic of the rest of that day, right? I can for sure talk about, like, something that I've learned over time is that after I come home from work after having a bad day, that however my emotions are when I walk in that door, it completely impacts everybody else in the house. Yeah. Like, I mean, if I come home sad, everybody's there. It's in the sad mode, and it gets worse because I'm like, yo, why is everybody sad? Like, y'all, like,
nobody's up and happy to get everybody else up and happy, and it's just all just
it's a calamity. It's a calamity. Word of the day, guys. CLAMIAT. Why? But yeah, we're gonna talk about like ways that we navigate having a bad day and how this bad day really impacts. So, and I'm coming from the perspective of a father, right? As a father, like I said, I impact basically the entire house based on my emotions, right? Yeah. And so how do you feel about, like, what are some, like, what goes through your mind when if I come home like in a bad mood? Like, whenever what do you think?
Come home, I'm like I kind of feel like I did something to make you feel like a bad mood or something. That makes sense. Or like, and then like whenever you come home and then you like don't talk to anybody and you just like come downstairs or like, you know, something like that. I'm like, right. Oh God, what did I do?
Right. Nah, that makes sense.
This time,
yeah.
Go through the whole week on what you found out.
Right. Like, what could I have slipped on that got caught with something?
I say something to somebody that I got back to him. Like,
yeah, that makes sense. I remember when I was a kid, I used to think that too, because like when my grandma was like all mad or something, like, oh my God, I'm about to get a whooping. What the heck did I do? Right. And it usually is like somebody did something to her. Oh, right, I don't even know who this person is. Right. And so to that end, like, and from my perspective, like, if you come home with a bad day, I'm like, why is she being all standoffish? Like, why is she catching an attitude when ain't nobody did nothing for her to catch an attitude about, like, you know, and it's, I think that from both of our perspective, like, just kind of putting it out there, like, we misconstrue those emotions often. Like, it could be like, each one of us, like, if I'm in a bad mood, it's usually because I'm processing how to make it better the next time, not knowing that in the moment I'm really just separating from the family that is depending on me to come home with good energy, right? And I don't know how many fathers out there can attest to this, but like when we have a tough day at work, like we come home, we just want to just digress, and we don't want to hear nobody complaining about nothing and crying or needing you for anything. But the reality is that at the end of the day, our families need us, right? Our children need us. Our daughters need us to be present, even if we have a bad day. And so this episode is about how we navigate that. I want to show you guys some things that we do to navigate it from Mariah's teen perspective, because, you know, teens be out here with all their emotional shifts and changes and everything, because all the hormones and everything, you know, all the stories. And then there's the fathers, the parents that have bad days and come home and kids think that they're mad at them. And so that's when you start seeing families separate and kids start finding ways to not be a burden on their parents, right? They look for ways to not be a burden on their parents. So what are some ways that what do you do when you have a bad day? When you come home, what are some things that you do to try to like fix that bad day or like work through that bad day?
Sometimes I would like come home and like maybe do some homework, and then or like I would like listen to music. You know?
This is a truthful podcast. We're like honesty here.
More honest than homework, but
Got you.
Sometimes I do be working on homework, but other times, most of the time, like 99.9% of the time, I'm most likely listening to, music and just like doing whatever.
You have a whole podcast, you have a whole Spotify playlist of chill vibes, right? Like just music that's just like
chilling.
Just chilling. Chill vibes podcast. So, and I think that works because sometimes music helps.
It's a chill vibes playlist, not podcast.
What did I say? Podcast?
Yeah.
Well, that's the new name of this podcast. Plot twist. You didn't even know. Change it in the middle of the podcast. Now, so we talk. So you listen to music, and that kind of helps you kind of like process your day.
I feel like it calms me, like, I don't know, for some reason music just calms me down sort of thing.
Right. Do you ever come back and do you ever try to like talk? Like I can attest to this. I'm asking you, like, I don't know. I'm definitely, but like what is like, is there a moment that kind of just becomes like all right, I'm good. Let me go and navigate my crazy family.
Yeah. Like after like a bad practice or a bad game or something like that, I would like go up to my room and then I start listening to music and I'll come down like 3 hours later.
Dang, that takes a long time.
Yeah,
that's a lot of time. We gotta figure something out.
I'll come down a little bit of hours later. So, it takes people a couple minutes, but no, it takes me a couple hours.
That's okay. You need your time, and I think it's important that everybody have their like me time, right? Because at school, like, how many ways do you think you're pulled in school?
Lots,
right? Friends, teachers, principals, like everybody's kind of asking you for a piece of you, right? And then when you come home, your parents have like chores, things ready for you to do every day.
Do them.
It's a great question. I'm gonna go upstairs and look right now. The answer is no, guys. Just if anybody's wondering, the answer is no. So for me, things that I like to do if I'm having a bad day is I kind of have to sometimes I take like moments in my car before I get out my car. I take breathers in my car. Like I just take some slow deep breaths while I'm in my car and kind of like just think through like letting it go so that I can be present for my family when I get into the house. Or if it's really, really intense, I go upstairs as well. And I kind of listen to some music and do some meditation. And meditation for me isn't like stuff. It's more like just kind of slowing down my thoughts in a sense. I'll lay down on my back and just kind of lay there and take deep breaths and kind of get oxygen. Or I'll come home and make sure I take my vitamins, my vitamin D and stuff, because that stuff kind of helps, like folic acids, all these different vitamins and magnesium. It kind of helps with mental health. But I think that for a lot of your sake, talking about it helps as well.
Yeah.
So me and Mariah, we have this method of talking, right? Or like, we don't ask each other like, hey, how was your day? Right? Because if you ask a child, how was your day? What is your answer?
It was a day. Like if you ask me how was school, it was school. It was it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad.
It was just cool.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think it doesn't really tell you anything. The child doesn't really kind of think about their day. And so every time we have this thing that we do, every time we meet with each other, if we separate, say for instance, we're at school and work, or I go and do have a performance, or I have to do some kind of networking event or anything like that. Instead of saying, how was it? we ask more detailed questions to kind of make us think about it. And so as a parent, this is how I learned to kind of talk to my daughter, talk to Mariah, who's right here. And I just alluded to her like she's not here because it's 15 minutes with dad. It's just me, guys. So yeah, the dad. No. Like what I ask is like, what are some highs? Like, what is a high for your day, like today, and what was a low in your day today? And that kind of gets her and I thinking about her day. And when I ask her, I know she's going to ask me, how about yours? So when I ask her, I'm actually thinking about mine as well, so I can answer that question. But instead of like saying how was my day and like overloading somebody with all of this information that they can use or not use, it's more about like yeah, like, because my day is like about work and about how people have, how I'm navigating this corporate world, which doesn't really matter to her. She cares about my day. She cares about how I feel about that day, but she doesn't care about the actual information. She's so loving and considerate, guys. I just love it. I just love her. She's so great. All right, so so we ask things like, what was a high in your day? What was a low in your day? And by doing that, you get them to think about it or think about their day more detailed. Yeah. And then to coincide with that question, we ask things like, how did that make you feel? Like, if what was your high, how did that make you feel? Like, what made it high? Like, how did you feel about that? And then go into your lows. Like, okay, what made you like, why was it a low? And then what can you do to kind of like make that low a better day, a better moment? And so those are different ways that we kind of navigate it. And we had a crazy day today, so we're going to try this with you guys, and you guys get to watch us navigate it just as an example, because we love you, love everybody. We love your comments, and we love everybody engaging. Again, if you haven't yet, make sure that you like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as join our Discord at 15 Minutes with Dad. Hashtag, do you remember that number? 8473.
Pretty sure there was a 2.
Might have been a 2. 8472. All right.
We'll put the number up here.
Yeah, we'll put the number up because I don't know. All right. And so, and you can actually follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at 15 Minutes with Dad. So let's get into it, love. What was a high for your day today?
A high for my day? Let's talk about yours first so I can think about mine. I was thinking, but I didn't think hard enough or quick enough. All right. So a high from my day was I got to spend some quality time with my team. I took my team out for lunch today, and we had some lunch, and it was pretty cool. We had I love our vibes and our conversations, and we had that was a really good time. So that was my high. Spending some time eating food with my team. Slay.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. Continue. All right.
So what was your low? What was the
a low today was a meeting that I had that I believe was extreme miscommunication. That kind of communicated the wrong message to me. And it kind of made me feel like unappreciated in a sense. So I felt like I've done a lot of hard work and I don't feel like it's seen or appreciated. And so that conversation kind of validated those bad feelings that I have. And so that was a bad day for me. Yeah. A low for me today. So that's pretty low, guys. It's not as depressing as it could have been, but it's low. It's low, guys.
It's low, but it's not the lowest.
Yeah, it's low. All right. So what about you? What was a high for you today?
Today my high was I got a lot of work done at market.
Yes, work. Yes. Let me get you applause. Let me find the applause. Yes.
So yeah, that was fun. Mm-hmm. And my low, I don't think I really had a low today.
What?
I'm trying to go through each class.
Oh, God.
Well, maybe that I was late.
To school?
Yeah, because I
did wake up late.
But I did get to sleep. Sleep makes everything better.
I guess that's a high, too.
Yeah.
You got extra sleep that you should have gotten. Mm-hmm. You stole sleep. Mm-hmm. You owe sleep. Basically, you got to pay that back, bro. All right, so...
It's some bills. That amount of money, that's how many hundreds you have to give me.
Yeah, I'm going to need every hour on the hour. No, that's cool. I mean, if you didn't have a low, that's pretty good. That means that your outlook on today was pretty good. You know, you kind of navigated with the smile on your face and enjoyed it and kind of been present in that way. So I'm really happy for you. I'm glad you had a good day.
Yeah. I'm glad you had a good part of your day.
But my high was high.
Yeah, your high was...
My low was low. My low was low.
Okay.
My high was high. My low was low. All right.
Okay.
But no, that was... And so, as we end this episode, y'all... way over time. As we end this episode, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that as a father and as a child, as a daughter, a teenager, it's our jobs to kind of make sure that the energies in the home is positive. Even if we had a bad day, we have to handle our bad day, not necessarily leaving it at the door, but coming in and actually digressing it or spending some time listening to some music or meditating, just relaxing and just kind of breathing. Yeah. Breathing is actually really good for your heart. Okay?
Really?
It's extremely good for your heart. Slow, deep breaths actually increases the oxygen in your blood, which also helps mental health. That's good. Believe it or not. All right. Just so y'all know, this is 15 minutes with Dad, but today it's 17 minutes or 18 minutes. But here.
Minutes over 15.
Yes, it's minutes over with it, but we're 15 minutes with Dad. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for hanging out with us on this amazing day. All right. So if you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe our YouTube channel, share it with your friends. And if you listen to us, you want to listen to us on a podcast, you can listen to us on all streaming platforms that you listen to your podcast on. And you have to let us know that you enjoy our podcast, telling us what are some ways that you mitigate or navigate having a bad day when you come home. Let us know in the comment sections. Let us know on Instagram, Facebook. Just let us know. Love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all. Y'all take care.
All right. If you enjoyed your experience, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Make sure to turn on your notifications so that you don't miss another episode. You can like and share us on Instagram or TikTok at 15 Minutes with Dad. And remember, 15 minutes is a short time, but better than no time. Spend it with someone that you love.